Morning, guys. I'm in so much pain, man. My chest is caning. I've had to take out some new filters for me to use. This is what the bottle looks like. So when I'm using the ventilator, I can just connect it. So I'll open it up, and then what I do is I'll pour the liquid. I'm gonna walk you guys through it today anyway, so you guys know what I have to do. But this is what the bottle looks like that I have to use. I just feel so mashed. Man, what people have to go through, eh? People have to go through crazy stuff to just be able to survive. And then you've got society taking a mick, thinking people are just doing stuff to just claim money and not work. Yeah, you got people trying to think that people like me, yeah, I'm taking the mick of what I'm doing, or because I look normal or I come across normal or I don't complain, people will straight away assume that I don't go through pain. I don't complain about it. You understand? I just get on with it and do what I need to do. Even today, I'm in so much pain. My body just feels crazy because I've done an hour session of ventilation, of using my ventilator yesterday. Impact on my body. But I'm not complaining. I gotta do it again to make sure my chest is all moist on the inside. Nobody goes through that. That's not normal. But yet when I go for an assessment for a PIP, to try and get a little money to support myself, I'm being told I can't get it. Because I can walk, I'm not in constant pain. You see how people are in this society? I'm in pain. Every morning I wake up, I'm in pain. Right, sorry guys. This is the mask. The mask I've got put over my neck. And then, as I showed you yesterday, that's the saline water. It's different saline water that I need to put in this bottle. So, I'll take out the bottle like that. I can stand it there for a minute. Stand it there for a minute. Rip that. Go away, man. Sorry, it's my cat. I can't have him in here whilst can't have her in here whilst I'm sterilizing my neck. She's not allowed in my bedroom anyway. She knows that. So I'll rip it open. That's the bottle there. So I'll pour it. See that little hole there? I've got to pour the saline water in the little hole. See, it's full. I'll go do another hour session with that. And guys, for those that I've tagged into this, if you don't want to watch me, apologies. If you feel that what I'm doing is a nuisance, you can always untag yourself. And if you want to unfriend me, you can do that. Yeah, I just thought I'd be educating people what I'm doing and what I'm trying to push forward for people to look and make a change or make a difference in society and respect people more, because we go through a lot. Some of us don't share our stories. Yeah, I only started coming out in May. I'm a very passionate guy when it comes to trying to stop people from treating people wrong. But I thought to myself, the only way I'm going to get my voice heard is if I come on Facebook and I start doing Facebook Lives and talking to people about what, I go through as a person. I'm not asking much from the society. All I ask is respect, courtesy, just give us a chance in society. You know what I mean? Morning. Is it Jess? Jess. Morning, Jess. You know, all I ask is for respect, courtesy, you know, financial support if you can. I'm not asking for local government or whoever does the PIP to give me £10 million. You know, it's hard. It is hard. I don't even complain. That's the worst thing. You can write appeals and write appeals. I don't know who makes the decisions back in those places, and then they come back and say, oh, zero. You know, my stoma is getting worse. My stoma is getting worse. My stoma, the skin around my stoma is changing. When I went to see my tracheostomy nurse the other day, she said that there's something wrong. I can't even put in my tube. My tube can't go into my neck smoothly as it used to. Even when I use medicated jelly to put around my tube to pull it in. Sorry if I'm ranting this morning, guys. It's just when I feel pain like this and I look at the way society go on, it just makes you think, you know what? Some kids watch my videos, so I can't even use the language I would want to use. But yeah, it just makes you so annoyed. Right, so I screw it on. As you can see, the water's in there, Ceylon water. And then I've got to put that at the top. I'm building my own Lego, innit? Legoland. I've got to make a joke out of what I'm doing, because if I don't, I'll go bonkers. So I've got to fix it like that. That's my little Lego. That's all fitted. And then Ebony, you can't come in here. Go away. I know you love sitting around me. 1 second, guys. I just closed my door. This cat. This cat's like my little dog. Love following me around. She's so attached to me. Right. So after that, I've already connected. Right. Whoa. Sorry, guys. I'm making a mess on my bed. Right, this is the machine. That's the machine. That's already hooked up. I can't show you in it yet. So it's a little portable machine. Yeah. And then I've got to connect my tube to it. So that the air, I've got to collect this long tube. Yeah. One end to the bottom. I'm going to do this until someone takes note of what a person with a tracheostomy goes through. If I have to do it every day for people to see what I go through, I will continue doing it. I think that's the only way I'm going to get a message through to people with unique abilities. We're not whinging like we go through pain, innit? We go through pain. It's not a joke out here. It's not me trying to, you know, tell fibs just so I can get pity. I don't want pity. It's not pity I'm looking for. It's not even fame I'm looking for. I just want people to understand people go through pain. Yeah? Walking this earth just because people smiling and putting on a different mask when they're in public, it don't mean that we don't go through pain. We just don't want to whinge about it. Because society are preconditioned you to straight away feel pity. I don't want no pity. I don't want no pity. That actually annoys me. That makes me feel like slapping the person who's feeling pity for me. Why are you feeling pity? Why are you trying to make me feel, you know, elevate me and tell me, oh, it's going to be alright? Like, why are you feeling pity for? It's you can tell I'm in pain. Like, sometimes I just think, you know, society sucks, man. Like, the mentality is so backwards. So backwards. Right, I've connected it. Sorry, I'm talking and I'm going to a little rant, you know. I know people don't like me ranting, but sometimes you can't stay professional. Like you can't hold it in. You gotta talk in it. As they say, talking is good. You know, talking is good. You guys are my little counselors. You're helping me out. Thanks for watching, by the way. I can't thank people enough. Again, just to make it clear, I tagged a few people in. If you feel uncomfortable, or if you feel I'm flooding your page with my stuff, you can always remove yourself. No disrespect, I'm not trying to, you know, promote myself or anything, but I get a wider audience, hence why I tag people. So if you feel you don't want me to tag you, you can leave a message in the comments box and I will untag you. Yeah. And sorry, I heard a noise next door. Yeah. So if you feel when I tag you, it expose your image or your credibility or whatever you portray to people on Facebook. If you don't want to show people the realness of what people go through on your timeline, you can always remove my stuff. You can delete it. You can unfriend me. It's as real as that. I'm not gonna dilly-dally and say, I'm sorry, I'm not apologizing for nothing. I ain't gonna apologize for nothing. End of the day, people go through real crap out here. Yeah? You guys can go to your rave, show your rave pictures, you drinking champagne and all that crap. Listen, I don't care. Yeah? After the rave is done, you're back to reality, innit? You're back to reality where you gotta go work, or have your own business, pay bills, look after children, or if you don't look after children, look after your mother or your father, or whoever you look after. So, if any of you don't, again, I'm gonna repeat. The reason why I say this is because I've had some ignorant people put comments on there asking me silliness about, why have you tagged me in this? What are you talking about? What do you think I'm talking about? I'm talking about health conditions. I'm talking about my struggle as an individual person, yeah, who goes through stuff that you probably will never go through in your lifetime because you're lucky or because it's not your time yet to have a unique ability. I'm not cursing anyone, but we're human beings, innit? We will all break down. Yeah, we will all break down and have some type of unique ability at some point in our lives. It may not be now, it may be later, it may be even later on in your years. But don't get it twisted. Don't think nothing's going to get wrong with you. You're not going to be 100% forever. You understand? That's why when I see certain managers in organizations and certain people's attitudes in public, and you think to yourself, rah, you're going on like this. Are you forgetting that you're just human, love? Or mister? Are you forgetting? You're going to break down at some point. And then who's going to help you? Who do you think helps me when I live in my house by myself? You understand? So I have to go through the pain. Yeah? And do what I need to do. What did you say, Chrissy? You can always tag me on. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Just you know what, Chrissy? It's not even that. It's not even I don't know what goes on in people's heads. You know, you try to show them real life awareness of things, and they're not interested. They're in their own little bubble, like money, money, money. Like I'm doing a business and you can't filter my page. And listen. I'm just gonna end this here, innit? If you don't want, look at me. And if you think me is ugly for your page, my face is ugly for your page, delete me. Unfriend me. Listen, I don't even know you in real life anyway. So it don't matter to me. Delete me. Anyway, that's me done. My chest is hurting. I need to start using my ventilator. Look at me, I'm about to switch it on, you know. I ain't even plugged it in yet. That's what you say, you know, old age. Old age. I'm only 33. I ain't that old. Right. Shisha time! Smoking my shisha. Ah. if anyone's got questions, ask them and I will answer. Yeah. No, Chrissy, I'm not feeling that great. You see the smoke behind me? You see that? All that goes inside me. Look at the smoke out my head. It's crazy, isn't it? Right, what I'm gonna do yesterday I kept on doing it. So what I'm gonna do today, I've done a little bit now. I'm gonna talk to you guys for a bit, let it digest in my body for a little bit, and then I'm gonna do it again. So stay tuned, don't go nowhere. I think yesterday, because I overdone it. Yeah, because yesterday when I done it constant without no breaks, so it impacted on my chest. Even though it's something that's supposedly good for me, but every time I do it, I feel it impacts my body in it, because obviously it's saline water being. Sorry, I thought it was spilling. Obviously, saline water, you know, turning into evaporated gas and inside my system. Jess, what was your question to me? How long do you have to do this procedure for? I have to do it 3 times a day. 3 to 4 times a day. I have to do it every day, yes. Chrissy, to your question, I don't know if I answered it already. I'm not 100% great, no. What happens to you? This is my first time watching. Basically, I have a tracheostomy, which was caused by the undevelopment of my airways. I was born 6 months premature, and the only way I could survive is by them inserting a tracheostomy in my neck. I was in hospital for 2 years to develop, so I was in an incubator because I was very tiny. I weighed a bag of sugar. As I've grown, when I was younger, I was able to use a portable machine, suction unit, to every time bodily fluids came, I could just use the suction unit. One of these days, I will take you through that. Use my suction unit to take out any bodily secretions on my chest. But as I've got older, I've had to use a ventilator, because what the ventilator does is it breaks down the mucus on my chest, because as I've got older, I don't necessarily secrete a lot of bodily fluids as I was younger. So if I don't do that, what happens is when the bodily fluids are trying to come up, they don't come up as they should. It sits on my chest, and it causes something called granulation. If you don't know what granulation is, Google it and find out about it. Basically, it's the hardening of fluid on the chest. So when that happens, I then find it very uncomfortable breathing. because obviously it's attacking my chest, and when I want to cough it up, what happens is it turns into blood clots. I've had a month where I've been coughing up blood constantly, and it's serious. It's I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's very uncomfortable. It's very painful, and imagine I've got a hole that can't get big enough for me to just cough it all out. So sometimes I cough it, and it comes through my mouth. You understand? I don't have an easy ride. It's not easy like it is. It's literally painful. So to prevent anything further from happening, I have to use my ventilator. So it's that incident that I had last year and the year before, it kind of minimizes it, because I could tear some important ligaments within my neck, and my throat and my trachea. You have to understand, stuff is very close to my voice box, and I don't want to lose my voice permanently. Otherwise, I won't be able to communicate with you guys, and I don't want that. My voice is my power, is my if I use this terminology correctly. If I don't, please correct me, anyone. My voice is my canvas to the world. Yeah? So I want everyone to hear me. I don't want to be, an abstract object in a corner where no one knows about me. How are you in the winter months? My daughter, who is 2, has to have suction. She's worse around that time. I'm still worse, Jess. I'm still worse. Exactly like your daughter. But again, because I'm older, suctioning is not as your daughter. It's more sits on my chest. It sits on my chest. It doesn't excrete like it should, because the older you're getting, your body's changing, isn't it? When you're younger, you've got a lot of bodily fluids running around and it can just come out. But as you get older, just in future for your daughter, I can guarantee when she gets to my age of 30, if it's something she has permanent, if she doesn't, then cool. But if she has it permanently, when she gets to my age, it'll get to a point where she won't be using her suction unit as much, and she'll have to use a ventilator. So because of that, Guy's Hospital, where I'm at, give ventilators, portable ones, because otherwise it'll be unrealistic me going to Guy's Hospital every day to use a ventilator. That'll just be so unrealistic. So your local NHS hospital should give you or Jess, what I suggest is, if you can ask your hospital to give your daughter a ventilator, it will help, because you have to imagine, around your house it will be very dry, so she may need a ventilator to keep the insides moist, because believe me, you don't want your daughter going through what I go through, where it gets uncomfortable. And even now I'm talking, I got pain, but I'm just musting through it. Yeah, I get sharp pain in the middle here. I get sharp pain here. So I just must through it. I've been given codeine to minimize the pain or to numb it out, but I try my best not to stay on these pharmaceutical drugs, because the more you're using it, the more it's not weakening your system, but your system is getting used to the drug, and then eventually the drug won't work, so yeah. Right, what's that, Queensley? You're fine, pray for you. Right. Let me rein it back in. This is what I said before. I don't like pity. I don't like pity. I wouldn't say I'm a fighter. I'm just showing the world what I go through in my life. Um, I wouldn't say I'm an inspiration either. I've just come to a path in my life where I think people need to be aware the hardship of what people go through. So I'm not annoyed at you, Queensley, but I don't like pity. Um, I just like to show the world what people go through. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I've got tons of it in my drawer. I just try to stay away from it because I've got a vision impairment as well. This eye here is nil vision, but if I didn't tell you, you would notice that one of my eyes is smaller than the other. But that happened in my later years of life. That happened at the age of 25. So I had 20/20 vision to begin with. Um, but yeah, it's it's tricky. Anyway, let me. Okay, because I've noticed a lot of new people are joining my feed. Right. Tracheostomy, I'm going to summarize it. I'm not going to go into the whole story. So, Janet, I'm going to summarize it. Born 6 months premature, airway undeveloped, tracheostomy needed to enable to breathe. I hope you got that. She hasn't a trachea yet. She has a tumor in her airway. Okay, that word is very familiar with me. I've seen Lanzarote. Yeah, I've seen that word in my notes. An airway, tongue and bottom gum, right and left, the optic nerve, C1, C2 of her spine. They said they can't put a trachea. Can't put a trachea in the procedure would kill her. I will inquire about the machine you're using. It will help break down the secretions. Yeah, definitely. Find out. Jess, because it helps. It helps. It helps a whole lot. Even though it puts me through pain, it helps. It could break down. It could make her feel a whole lot comfortable. With me, I don't know, probably because I'm older and because the smoke has a lot of impact on my chest. But at the same time, in the long run, it opens up my lungs. So I guess it's not a 100% bad thing because it opens up my lungs and I'm able to breathe. I'm able to take in oxygen a bit more better. Do inquire about it though. It's a portable ventilator machine. Let me see if I can find the name underneath it. Okay. There is no name. This is actually registered to the hospital. So just ask them. I'm still talking to you, Jess. Just ask them if they have a portable ventilator that you can use at home. They will issue it out to you. It still belongs to them, but you use it at home. Because that's what Guy's Hospital done to me. What they do is, I don't know if your NHS hospital will do this. Every NHS hospital is different. My hospital have leased it out to me for a year, and then once I use it after a year, I have to take it back to them, and then they what they do is they service it, and then they give me a new one. So it's a year. It's a year's lease, just so you know in advance. So it's not your property to keep, but they give it to you because obviously you're gonna have I can only assume, correct me if I'm wrong, but your daughter's condition, if it improves, great, fantastic. If it doesn't, then you can use that for a year. Let me try and use this a bit. Any more questions, please keep writing. And I'm not going to follow the same procedure I did yesterday where I had the mask on for the whole hour. I'm going to take it off every 10-20 minutes just so my body can have a bit of a rest, because I think I killed my chest yesterday when I done it constantly, and that's what messed me up, and I felt very weak when I came home. So yeah, keep the questions coming, people. Jess, what's your actual main hospital? You've mentioned quite a bit there. Which one's your primary one? Hi, Adam. Basically, hang on, I'm going to switch it off. Right, Adam, basically, I don't know, every time I've spoken to you, I don't think I've gone through what I suffer with. Basically, I've got a trachea, and you know how, whoa, no, sorry, it disconnected, hang on, I didn't build my Lego properly. It shows you I weren't watching Blue Peter when I was younger, was I? Right, Adam, basically, I've got a, you know how when you guys get a cold or you've got fluid that you need to blow out your nose, you blow it and that's the end of it. You just get rid of the bodily fluid. In my case, because I have a hole in my neck, which is that, I can't get secretion from my nose. I can, but not 99.9% like someone who's got a closed, neck. In my case, my secretions sit on my chest, and it somewhat turns into granulation. And when it turns into granulation, I find it difficult to breathe. So, because of that, I have to have a little shisha session. So this is my shisha session. I have to connect. I have to pour saline water in this little bottle here. Sorry, this little bottle here. Connect it to this blue thing here. And then I connect the top bit. The top bit is the mask. So when I pull it on, which I'm going to pull it on in 2 seconds for you to see what I'm doing. And then what it does is it evaporates the saline water into smoke. And then that goes inside my chest. So when it goes inside my chest, anything that's trying to form into granulation will be broken down into liquid. So at some point, it will make my my chest moist, for one, and it will enable me to cough up any unnecessary bodily fluids that shouldn't be sitting on my chest. I have to do this 3 times a day, 4 if I'm lucky, depending how bad my chest is. And this is what I go through every day. But yet, Adam, as you can imagine, this country we live in really don't care And when I went for my PIP assessment, I was told I don't suffer pain. I don't suffer constant pain. And because I don't suffer constant pain, I'm not entitled to the PIP. I'm not even asking them to give me £10 million, but they said I'm not entitled to it. Is the granulation like a gastric feeding tube, meaning like overgrowth, like body is trying to reject because it knows it's not supposed to really be there. Granulation is liquid, is your bodily fluid, your bodily mucus, which hardens up, and becomes crust. And you can imagine if your nose was blocked, the same process. When your nose is blocked, you're trying to push out foreign liquids which are not meant to be in your nose. So it's the same process. If you leave mucus in your nose, what happens? It turns to crust. And it's very uncomfortable and very has an impact on your nose, basically. So same process. It makes your nose sore, and same process. If you've ever had that where, you know, something in your nose wants to come out but can't come out because, you know, it's not liquefied. It's crust. It's hard. You know, same process, but instead of it being my nose, it's my chest. And obviously, because I can't open up my chest every day and, you know, get the vacuum and hoover it out, I have to go through this procedure. Right. Any more questions? Keep the questions coming. I'm just going to do my little seizure session. Yes. And the best thing for someone who's got a trachea or your daughter's condition to keep things moist, if you have a hot bath or if you steam up the bathroom, make it into like a mini sauna, that really helps as well. keep the questions coming. Anything at all, I'll answer it. Oh yeah, guys, every time you see me on here with my Paralympic top, I do wash it. I do wash it, yeah? The fabric's easy, it dries quickly. So, just in case you guys think, why is he always wearing the same top? I'm promoting the Paralympics. Because when the Olympics was here in London, I was a part of the volunteers. I got to drive the flashy BMWs, so that's why I've got a volunteer top on, but I took part in it. So just in case you guys think you go through my videos and you see me wearing the same top all the time, don't think I don't wash it. I wash it, and I do have a shower as well. I've got to make joke out of things because you know, life's hard as it is. We all go through trials and tribulations, and it's not always about being serious, you know. It's not always about, you know, wallowing in self-pity and being down about things, you know. There's people far worse off than I am, you know. Be it their home country getting attacked, be it a health condition that is extremely worse than mine, you know, someone not having nowhere to live, you know, someone not even being able to put food on the table, you know. It's a lot, you know, and I thank God that I have the courage that I have, because not a lot of people will throw themselves on the internet and show people what they go through the day-to-day basis. I know people have done it in the past, but in this modern day and age, the way the world is, people won't do it. You know, people will not do it. And even what I've noticed is, when you work with an employer, you don't express everything about yourself, because you don't have to. It is not a legal obligation. You can share what you wish. And because I don't share what I go through at home, people assume within the employer I work for, the management chain assume I'm taking the mick, or I'm trying to play the system. You know, I always keep repeating these words within my videos. You know, I had the management chain I'm under forced me to a nervous breakdown, you know, and it's crazy. I'm sorry if I keep boring you guys with the same old story, but disabled people are not slap on the wrist. People with unique abilities are not respected in any way or form. And I was even having a conversation with one of my friends yesterday. And he was telling me how people don't really pay much attention to the Paralympics. You know, and it's wrong. Like, the same way you guys have the umph to pay attention to, you know, when Usain Bolt runs the 100 meters, when Mo Farah does his sign, you know, when he wins. Why can't you have that same appreciation for people who are trying their best to somewhat show the world that yes, they can? You know, I'm not trying to tell the Olympic board what to do, but maybe you need to reconsider how you advertise the Paralympics. Why can you not do a month worth of, you know, fantastic athletes all together? I'm not saying that put the put the able-bodied and the Paralympian in one race. I understand it won't be fair. It won't be a fair competition. But maybe if you combine the two together, we will get a bit more out there. A bit more awareness will be shed, because we will have more people watching the show, or watching, you know, greatness and unveil, you know. But when you separate the two and the Olympics closes and then you've got the Paralympics, the percentage of people that watch the Paralympics decreases. Why does it decrease? It decreases because society do not have a full-on grip understanding of people with barriers. Or should I say, people have the mentality of, it's not in my backyard, I'm not really interested. And that is the truth. People will turn around and say, oh, you know, that's not the case. But listen, I'm a person with a unique ability, right? And I don't care what anyone says. My personal opinion, until I'm proven otherwise, people don't care. Simple as that. People do not care. I don't know why. I don't know, us having a unique ability, I don't know what it's done to offend you guys who don't care. But it's bad, it's shallow, and you just have to bear in mind that one day in your life, something's going to go wrong. And then you're going to be on the same platform as me, trying to express yourself, trying to get people to listen to you. And it's not as easy as walking in the park. You know, even getting viewers to watch me alone. As I said before, people asking me silly questions. What am I talking about? Go through my page. What do you think I'm talking about? You understand? So it's difficult to even capture an audience, yeah, to listen to what I have to say. Maybe people think what I'm saying is a load of crap. I can't stop people's opinions. I can only educate those I can educate. Those who want to listen, listen. Those who don't want to listen, please don't leave no negative comments on my page. You can leave it, but be prepared for the backlash from me, because I will speak my mind. I'm not gonna hold back and be polite. If you don't like what it's not even a product that I'm selling. I'm giving wisdom. I'm giving information that you wouldn't come across in your day-to-day living, you know. And you guys can easily go to a pub, get drunk, get flat off your face, and within that time span of doing that, you can actually listen to someone who's giving you some type of insight into another shade of life. You know, people go out clubbing. I'm not saying you don't need to enjoy yourself whilst you're on this earth, but you can have the time to go out and do stuff that doesn't really benefit you. But to listen to someone who's got a long-term condition which has an impact on themselves and in society, people don't want to listen to that. Why have we got to that point? Also, in my heading, I put troublemaker. I'm going to touch that in a minute. I just need to read what George has written. Certain aspects of the media dismiss the Paralympics, full stop. The suspect, BBC come to light here, but enough this hot... Right, I'm not going to read the last bit, George. Right. I do wonder why the BBC also don't tag team and air the Paralympics with Channel 4. I have wondered. I don't know if it's a deal that Channel 4 air has the primary rights. That's fine. But it's just like the BBC. Yeah? The BBC air the Olympics. But you catch... I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the ITV air a little bit of the Olympics as well, don't they? So why can't Channel 4 and BBC One or ITV join together and both air the Olympics? You know, I don't understand why it's been left to Channel 4 alone to air the Paralympics. They're doing a great job. I'm not disputing that. When it comes to awareness of people with barriers, I give kudos to Channel 4. But there are some tweaks and twangs that Channel 4 need to consider in terms of their language towards certain things like the undateables and all them kind of things there, which I'm not going to touch on too much. I just think the language needs to be assessed and looked at properly, because it sends quite a negative message. That's my opinion, my personal opinion, in case Channel 4 producers decide to watch this. But I give respect to Channel 4 because they actually give a platform. They do give a platform for people to express themselves with barriers like myself. You know, just the terminology of certain things like supercharged human, superhuman. Listen, they ain't no superhuman. Listen, I ain't no alien. Like, why am I being... Listen, I'm not from that place where Superman's from with kryptonite. Listen, I'm a normal human being. Stop using names like special needs, superhuman, inspirational. Why using all those words for? Don't use them words. We are human beings, just like a person who hasn't got a condition. Why all these fancy names? We're trying to move away from being labelled. Oh, man, my chest is on fire, boy. Oi. We're trying to move away from all these labels. And then you just keep on introducing new labels. You know? I'm not a product in a shop. I'm not a tin can waiting to be bought off a shelf. I'm a human being. My name is Nana. You know, I was born with a birth certificate. I actually contribute to society. You know? Labeling has to stop. Labeling and fancy names and, you know, pittiness. I don't want no pity. I want you to try and be there and think, you know what? what you're doing. How can we make your life better? What can we do to bring more awareness to society? Come with solutions. Don't sit there and pity people with conditions, because that person will hate it. I tell you this, I hate it. I don't like it. Because to me, it feels like you're taking me for a mug. That's how I feel. My personal opinion. Maybe someone else may love it. Maybe it uplifts someone else. It doesn't uplift me. Because everyone is different. I understand everybody is different in terms of how they accept their change of life. How they accept how they accept what has happened to them. And some people may need that inspirational word. Some people may need that uplifting, your blessing, all them kind of words there. Some people may need it. Me, I don't need it. I don't want to hear it. I'm just an individual trying to make change. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything that anybody else in this world cannot do. I am doing exactly what people with a common sense and a brain will just get up and do. Right, the word troublemaker. The reason why I put troublemaker in my status, can I ask everyone watching, is it wrong to speak your mind? Is it wrong to let people know how you really feel? Within there should even be a limit or a way in which you need to talk. Because I speak the truth and because I don't allow society to bamboozle me, because I don't allow the hypocrisy of how society tried to cover up what they do and why they do it. And, you know, even in employment, I've had some rubbish excuses for the reason why I can't get certain things, why I can't be supported in certain areas. And when I speak up, or I decide to start putting pen to paper, and start voicing my opinions, I'm seen as a troublemaker. Why is it that when people want to express their rights or express their concerns, we are seen as troublemakers? And we're like, it's all fair and words of organization puts down policy and then lays down rules, and then we have to follow the rules, right? You want us to follow your rules, but then you don't want to hear our voice. You have to hear our voice because it's a two-way contract. Yeah? The same way we come into work and you give us an application form and you give us a contract to sign to say we're going to adhere by your contract, we're gonna come into work at a certain time, we're going to fulfill the requirements of the job. When it comes to us us expressing our concerns for certain aspects of the way we need to be treated as employees, you need to listen to us. You are not going through the breakdowns of what we're feeling. When there's a concern, we are not making a complaint for the sake of it. We are making a complaint for the sheer fact that something's gone wrong. Something is not working to my favor. I probably have a barrier that you're not seeing to, but yet because I've signed a contract, you just want me to get on with the work. All you see me as, the favorite quote that I've heard within an organization has natural waste. Can you believe organization, or a company sees employees as natural waste? And there's only one thing that comes to mind when I hear that word. You know when you go to the toilet, you know the number 2? That's what comes to my head. I don't know about anybody else. Natural waste, Natural waste. So where's the respect? Even for employees, there's no respect. You understand? And then it leads me to think, you know what? I'm going to touch on this topic slightly. It then leads me to think, have we really left that whole reconditioning of the slavery mentality, where there's a master and there's employees, which are the slaves of the organizations? Because have you noticed this country, you work your socks off for an organization. It's only a few organizations which recognize your contribution. But the majority of organizations that I've come across in my lifetime span, they don't recognize your hard work. They don't recognize your hard work, and even if they do, they give you a limsy £25 voucher or a limsy £50 voucher for a certain store. I've put hard, tear-dropping, sweat-dropping effort into an organization, and all I'm worth is a £25 to £50 voucher. I can earn that in a day by working for you. I think it's an utter disrespect when an organization does that. They may think it's all fancy. This is what we can do. Listen, why is it that this country don't do undercover boss? Guys, interact with me. Do we not think if this country done undercover boss, it would help organizations? Employees will actually start to cherish coming to work. Employees will actually start to value the organization. Employees will start to tell their friends and family to come to the organization. Productivity within the organization will increase. And it will put the organization on a bigger scale in terms of being informative and bringing in people. But there is no such thing in this country. I've watched it, and it's always either in Australia, America. I don't know if other countries have started to import that program, but I can just say where I've watched Canada, they've done it as well. Why can't this country do it? Are we too stuck up in our ways? Do we think employees are there to work and we're not there to smother them, or we're not there to spoon feed them? Is that what it is? Are we too close-minded as a country that we can't, cherish employees? Or is it the fact that there's, I'm gonna put it out there. Is it the fact that there's too many ethnics doing the jobs that no one wants to do? I don't know. My mind is doing 110% of chasing, wanting answers. It's just me thinking out aloud. I've gone through a lot as a person of a barrier, and it's sad. Society is a sad state of affairs. People really don't care, about the most basic things that they should care about, and it's sad. Anyway, I've said a lot. Please, if you've got questions, ask. I'm going to put on my shisha mask and smoke some shisha. Oh wow, it's taking quite a bit of time. Ooh. It is breaking down mucus, you know. I'm feeling some rattling going on. It's taking a bit longer today, isn't it? Sorry if I've kept you guys long and you got stuff to do. I mean, you can always tap out if you get bored. Yeah, it's taking long. Any questions? Man, my chest does feel a bit more airy. It breaks it down. It does make me feel a bit airy, but I know I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna feel like crap. I'm gonna feel like crap because it does. You can imagine you're pumping air into your body. Every time I do it, my feet feels cold because obviously you're pumping air into your system, and it can have an impact because obviously you're making yourself cold, aren't you? Yeah, it is a good thing, but I would say for every individual who has to use a ventilator, only you will know, either your child's body or you, if you use it yourself, only you will know how your body can handle it. So the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, the listen, I get tongue twisted. The general practitioner will advise you of the recommended usage of a ventilator. Yeah? But you have to take into account how your body can handle it. So if your body can only handle one session, then do one session. But make sure you do it every day. That way, you know, you're still, you know, doing something rather than nothing. If your body can handle twice a day, do it twice a day. I know the recommended is 3 to 4. But sometimes everybody's body works differently, you know. So what I can handle, somebody else may not be able to handle. What they can handle, I may not be able to handle it. I mean, when it comes to needles, I'm Hulk Hogan in the making, you know, or I'm Incredible Hulk. I can take injections and not feel no way about it, but then I'll bear the repercussions of the pain when it swells. Somebody else, like my mum or other people, are frightened of needles, so they'll rather take a tablet version of the medication, whatever it is. Or if they have to take a needle, they have to turn away because they can't watch, you know. Whilst I've had, I can't even explain how much needles have gone into this temple, you know. Again, I'm going to go back to the heading of what I said, troublemakers. Do not be scared to air your views. Do not be scared to speak up on something that touches your heart dearly. You know, end of the day, we are humans and we have a brain for a reason and we have a mouth for a reason. And I know a lot of people with barriers tend to shy away from talking up, or they talk up and they may not tap into the right channels to be able to have their voice heard. So they just give up. And giving up is not for us. Giving up is not a thing where, you know, it's inbuilt with people with barriers. Because reason I say this, for you to be handling your health, you know, and battling society and living, you are making a footprint for yourself. So therefore, if something obstructs your way, you need to be able to get up and voice what you feel. These days, people are too concerned. If I talk up, I will be targeted. If I talk up, I will be seen as a troublemaker. There is no such thing as a troublemaker. You're not going in there to cause unnecessary havoc for the sake of it. I mean, who applies for a job only to be taking the company to court, taking them to tribunals, taking them to, Supreme Courts for stuff that needs to be done? Stuff that, had the organization not have their heads screwed into books showing financial outgoings, naturally, respectfully, openly, honestly, when you sit back as a human being, not for your position you are in an organization, and you look at the suffering of an individual with a barrier that is no fault of their own, you think to yourself, yeah, actually this person does deserve it. But society is so cooped up into Excel spreadsheets and drainage of finance, and even to a point where when you get sick or there's something wrong with you and you have to stay away from work, you get penalized like a little child. You are not allowed to be sick, therefore we are giving you a warning. You need to manage your health. Since when did I regurgitate and become a child again? Why am I being spoken to like a child? I'm being given a warning. That's something you give to your 4-year-old when they do something naughty. I warn you not to do that again. I don't understand the terminology of these organizations. The mentality is just so backwards. Why am I being warned for something that is natural? Something that happens to every human being. But because of the purse, the money purse, and because the organizations want to keep strap off their finances, they give you a warning because you're costing them money. In a nutshell, that's what they're trying to tell you. Life is a one big family fortune wheel. It's it's very interesting when you look at the way people think and the way people address a situation which can be sorted out so easily. But human beings, we are our worst own enemy. We are our also an enemy in the sense as we do things that we know we shouldn't do, but we do it because we are in power and because we can make that person's life a misery. Or we make a decision, we know the decision is wrong, in plain common man English. We know the decision is wrong. You wouldn't do it to your own family member, but you do it. And then when you realize that it's wrong, I don't know if you guys will agree with me, management chains never come out and say sorry. And even when they come out and say sorry, they don't really mean it. They're saying it to cover the face of the organization. They're saying it so that the organization is not brought into disrepute. And I'm not saying all organizations are wicked or all organizations don't help people. A minority do. A majority of organizations couldn't care less what happens to people with barriers. And I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from experience in 2010/2011, that period in my life. And I'm talking about now where I've been put in a position where I've had a nervous breakdown, and there's times when I can't sleep. My sleep pattern's messed up, and even to the point where now I have to see my GP 3 to 4 times a week, because she feels that mentally I am doing myself self-harm. So she'll rather me come there and then she have a chat with me. It's a crazy world we live in. And as you can see, what I've just been doing, what I go through every day, that is what I go through. Nobody knows my life. because I always walk around happy-go-lucky. I don't complain. What am I complaining for? If I complain, it's not going to make the condition go away. I'm still going to have to do the process. But whilst I'm doing that process, the littlest help that society can do it. Don't sit back and say, oh, you know what? Because you're draining money from my organization when we look at you on the spreadsheet, because I'm a money sign, aren't I? When you join an organization, you are a money sign. You're not seen as, Nana, Martha, the employee. You are seen as that subject who is working for us. You are seen as a person, or the favorite phrase, you are seen as bums on seats. You are not seen as an individual person until you decide to make a complaint so high that all focus is on yourself. You decide to make a complaint to organization and all focus is on you, which I know now after me raising a high complaint, because it's done my head in for 1 year, 11 months. And it's caused me, I'll go to work and I'm having anxious. I'm being anxious at work. Even before I've put on my clothes to go to work, I'm anxious because I'm thinking, what is the chain of management going to do to me now? What scheme are they plotting behind closed doors? When they see me walking past and they're in a room together, what is the conspiracy? What are they trying to do? And in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, they're trying to get rid of me. They're trying to say I'm unfit for work. That because my attendance isn't as great as someone who's able-bodied, they're trying to cut corners to say, you know what, when we can't employ you no more. Or they're trying to cut corners and say, you are no longer viable to our organization. You look at all those things and you think to yourself, wow, did I really sign up for this? Was this part of my contractual agreement? No. I can't predict when I'm going to fall ill. I can't predict anything of that capacity. And if I join an organization and I can't do a specific task properly, teach me. Don't get someone who's been doing a particular part of a job for years to train me. That is not adequate training. That is not precise training, because I could be learning that person's bad habits. Facilitated training. People with barriers. Yes, we have barriers, but some of us have a different learning curve. Not all of us pick up stuff at the same time. Some people need longer. Some people just don't need no time at all. Some people need a little bit of time and they get the hang of it. But organizations tend to penalize you when it comes to your end of year review to make you feel as if, you're stupid. Not only do you not respect people with barriers, but you penalize a person for not catching up with people who are able-bodied. Or you get an able-bodied person to do the job you've allocated to a person with a barrier, only to penalize them, to make it out like you could really do this job, but you're using your condition as an excuse. No, we're not. You're just not hearing. So you're trying to use a company procedure to bamboozle your way and penalize a person with a barrier. And when I talk up, or when a person decides to talk up, we are not troublemakers, but you started a ball rolling. And it's only fair when you're playing football that a goalkeeper tries to catch the ball. And if that means at some point the opponent's going to score a goal, then the opponent's going to score a goal. And if that means I kick the ball and I score a goal, I score a goal. What I'm trying to say, I know I'm talking in riddles, what I'm trying to tell people is, do not stop standing up for your rights. Do not allow people to silence you. Because silence will not solve the problem. Silence rather creates the society we live in. where people don't stand up for themselves and people are quiet. We don't want that. We go through far too much dealing with our health condition as it is. Some of us don't complain at all. Some complain and even don't get hurt. Prime example, a lady called Sam, Sam Perry, who's trying to, get adequate premises to live on, to be able to live in. She's been, screaming blue murder just to be able to get somewhere to live. Her mother has to be her strong anchor. Alison Pearson had to stoop to the level of taking her story to the media. Why should it be so? Why? Because society just want to turn a blind eye to everything. If it concerns money, I can guarantee you society don't want to get involved. It's sad. Sad times we live in. But anyway, I think I've been here far too long. I think I've outstayed my welcome. I'm going to leave you guys to rest and enjoy your Sunday roast, whatever you're having, whatever part of the world you're in. And I will come on here later. Thanks for watching me. My name is Nana Marful, co-founder of Stop the Stigma Against People with Unique Abilities. Again, I wear this t-shirt. I'm going to wear this t-shirt all throughout the 2 weeks of Paralympics. Yes, I do wash it, just in case people are thinking, why is you always wearing the same t-shirt? But yeah, disabled people rock. We are the fundamental vibrations of this earth. Respect us, love us, and treat us with due respect. Thank you for watching today, guys. I hope I've not bored you too much. Thanks for contributing to making my day a spectacular day. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to express how I feel. So thank you for coming on to my Facebook Live page. Thank you. Bye.